Hey guys, welcome back to the Jay's Fit Down podcast. I'm your host, Jay, and of course, today we are live at Falcons training camp here in Flowery Branch, Georgia. See the team come out here and practice. It's a little bit of a rainy day, but that's okay. Perfect weather for football. I'm excited to see what the team has out here in store. Be updating you guys with player interviews and some on-the-field content as well, so stay tuned for that. Here with James Pearce here at Falcons training camp. So James, how's the vibe in the locker room, man? And what's one goal you have going into next season?
Try to win.
Thank you, sir.
Try to win, go win. Some of that sort. This picture hard.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you guys this year, man. Hey guys, it's Jay here, Jay's Fit Down podcast. As you know, hopefully you've watched the past couple of clips that I've uploaded to this video here in the front as I was at Falcons training camp this morning in Flowery Branch. Great time up there. It was rainy, but you know what? That's perfect football weather. I know the guys were loving it out there. I mean, heck, as a former player myself, like we had days like this where it's like, 65 degrees, it's raining. Like, that's perfect football weather. It's not hot. You're not in full pads. The guys weren't in full pads today. They were in helmets and shorts, jerseys. So kind of a light day from what I saw out there on the field. Went up there about 9:30, and got to see, everybody kind of, warm up, and then we got into practice team drills. The offense split up into ones and twos, so got to see a lot of guys get, good reps in. Drake London looked really well today. I don't think he dropped a single pass, but, it's Drake London. What else more would you expect from a guy like that? Your number one receiver, one of the top, I would say 15 receivers in the NFL, and definitely could make his way into the top 10 if he has a great year with Michael Penix, honestly, it's hard to judge. It's hard to analyze, training camp practices when they're not in full pads because you're not going at full speed. So it's not, guys aren't driving through on tackles, and you're not, the physicality aspect of it is not fully there, but it's more so just refining, the technical things, right? Making sure we're running our routes right, make sure we're getting the right reads on for a quarterback. If you're DBs, making sure, that we get into our drops correctly and, turn our hips when we got to. All those types of things. It looked like it was more of a technical day today. Now that could have been due to the weather. That could have been just their normal schedule. I'm not exactly sure, but I had a great time, though. It's actually my first time at Falcons training camp, going to their Flowery Branch. And, it was fun. Like I say, if you saw the clip, I put here in front of James Pearce, got to talk to him, man. He was great. Got to talk to Divine Diablo as well. Michael Penix Jr. wouldn't, he didn't want to answer any questions, but everybody seemed to be in good spirits. Everybody's ready for the season from what I can tell from being out there at practice today. I'm excited for it too, man. I think this team is ready. I think the Falcons are a football team that definitely can win 10 games, maybe 11 games this year. But my realistic prediction is 10-7 for this ball club. And I'm just really interested to see how the defensive line is going to look with James Pearce Jr. and Jalen Walker on the edge. And we know those guys aren't probably just going to be stand-up rushing and passer guys because they're not really in the NFL framework as far as their bodies to do that yet. So I expect to see them in different packages on defense, when it's those third and long situations, then we bring them in, or they might be at, their linebacker spots, they might blitz, right? We don't know exactly what Jeff Ulbrich has in mind, being a defensive coordinator as far as it's the schemes. But from what I can tell from watching practice today, they're going to be implementing – it's going to be a very aggressive defense for sure. And so when you have aggressive defenses like that, you got to make sure you're attacking the football. You got to attack the football. The guys got to stay disciplined in coverage. Teams that tend to play more aggressive styles of defense, if they're incorrect or they are misplaced on certain things, it can cause a big play, right? So those are the only things. I think the past couple of years, the Falcons have been one of those teams that play that cushion type of defense, kind of let things happen in front of them, gang up and tackle, right? Trying to limit explosive plays. Your more aggressive teams, or the teams that might blitz a lot or they might have a aggressive defensive front. Those are your teams that, they got to make sure that everything is technical, that they're doing everything intentionally, because if they do not, one mistake could cause a big problem on the whole defense. So that's one of the things I could say from watching Falcons practice today. But it was great, man. It was fun being out there, with the fans and with the guys out there. They were having a ball. It looks like so. Great experience, and big thanks to the Falcons for the opportunity to come out and watch them practice. So I had a buttload of fun. But yeah, make sure you guys, like I say, just subscribe to the channel here on Jay's Fifth Down Podcast. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram, Jay's Fifth Down Pod. You can find us there, and also on audio platforms, Spotify, podcasts, all that stuff. So, like I said, I wasn't going to do too much today on the show. I just wanted to kind of recap what I saw at training camp. I would talk about the Michael Parsons situation, but it's like with that, Jerry Jones, we know who Jerry Jones is. Like, he's who he is. I do believe Michael will be a Cowboy this year. I don't think he's going to get traded. I think they're going to give him a deal. It's taking longer than it should. And for Terry McLaurin, I think he's also going to stay in Washington. I just don't realistically see the Commanders trading him anywhere. Yeah, now he would be a good fit with the Bills. He would be a good fit with the Chargers. He could be, a good fit with a few teams. But again, I don't see those other teams willing to pay him the contract that he believes that he deserves. So it's one of those interesting situations to look at over the next couple of weeks. But we got the rest of the NFL is playing preseason football this week. We had the Hall of Fame game last week, and now we got the rest of the league playing their preseason game this week. Falcons play the Lions at 8 o'clock this Friday. Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins will not start the game, so Easton Stick and Emory Jones will be the quarterbacks that will be playing in that game for Atlanta. I'm not sure if we'll see other starters out there for the Falcons. Probably not. But as far as I've been told, we will not see Michael Penix or Kirk Cousins play in that game on Friday. So other than that, guys, that's really all I had today for the show. Just wanted to talk about that for a second, and we will see you next time on James with Them.